Connect from Corvolo is the missing piece of the procurement jigsaw. Connect is simply integrated into Coupa. Once the supplier has been set up as standard in Coupa, it is then simple to integrate any supplier into their Corvolo Connect online store. Firstly, click Set Up, and then under Suppliers, select Punchout Sites. Then click Create. In the name field, call it something appropriate to the supplier. So here we are calling it Clever Consultants Catalog. Then in the Punchout URL, we are entering the Corvolo Connect URL contained in the provided documentation. Next, in the description field, enter content to help users search for the supplier. So we're just entering the supplier's name, Clever Consultants. Also, it's a good idea to upload a logo to help users visually identify the online store. You will then need to start typing the name of the relevant supplier to select it, and then select their contract from the drop-down. The Tags section is where you associate search terms with the supplier to help users more easily find them. Therefore, it's important to enter as many tags as relevant to the goods or services provided by the particular supplier store. In this instance, we are adding just 3 tags, 2 already set up in Coupa and 1 new one. Now we need to start entering the details to connect to the supplier's Corvolo Connect store. And in both the domain and sender domain fields, enter Network ID. Then in the identity field, enter the supplier's name, which in this case is Clever Consultants. You should then enter a UUID value in the shared secret field. Refer to the documentation if you are unsure how to generate this. In the Sender Identity field, enter the customer's name, for example, Ford Motor Corporation or Emirates Airlines. And finally, before clicking Save, enter CXML into the protocol field. The connection to the supplier's Corvolo Connect online store is now set up, and you can now fill in the online form at corvolo.com/supplier with the details you just entered, which will be used to configure Corvolo Connect within 1 working day. The final step is to now set up the electronic PO process associated with the supplier. On Supplier's screen, click Edit. And then within the PO transmission section, select CXML from the PO method. The details you enter here should exactly match the details you entered previously in the Punchout site configuration. So again, enter Network ID into both the Our Domain and Supplier Domain fields, and in the Our Identity field, enter the customer's name, and in the Supplier Identity field, enter the supplier's name. You can refer to the documentation to clarify the full details again here too. When complete, click Save, and you are ready to test the connection you have just set up by entering one of the tags or the supplier name in Coupa's search field. This will display a link to the supplier's online store, which, when clicked, will take the user seamlessly into the supplier's Corvolo Connect, where the store can be configured in the optimal way to help the user easily find, select, and manage all types of products and services, all while remaining within the Coupa ecosystem. It could be any type of product or service, configurable, personalizable, or stock call off, but in this case we are going to complete a request for a quote for a consultant. When completed and the request is submitted, it will then be available for the supplier to review and provide a quote specific to the selected criteria and any details provided. Previously requested quotes will sit within the user's dashboard. Any that have been quoted can be reviewed. If acceptable, they can be selected to be returned to the Coupa basket, where the procurement details are completed and relevant steps required for approval within the Coupa ecosystem are carried out. Connect then acts as the conduit between Coupa and the supplier by receiving and processing the PO and presenting it to the supplier in the optimal way to allow the supplier to fulfill the PO. Connect solves a complex problem in a simple way.